I hope everyone had a great week. I'm here with Daniel, and my name is Paul, and this is day 5 of the Strapi Plugin Week Hackathon. And I hope you all are working on those plugins. And we'll wait a few minutes before really jumping in. But if you're in the comments, let us know what you are building, where you're from, what are you doing. And while we wait, Daniel, how have you been?
I've been good. It's been quite the week. Engaging with a lot of plugin developers. I think we've streamed for 4 days. This is the fifth day in a row.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to the weekend. Hacking
Nice.
away at my plugin also. So
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I started building my second plugin and learning so much. And like the best part, it's just amazing asking questions on Discord and everybody being so helpful. I really love that about our community. It's
yeah,
it's it's a
absolutely.
lot of fun.
It's been very refreshing. I think the Discord, well, at least the plugin channel has been really active. Lots of questions, lots of people building and sharing ideas, and it's quite lovely to see, to be honest. It's been a
Yeah,
good week. I think
yeah,
we need to have more of these.
yeah. No, for sure. I think we definitely want to have more. And Vivek is here. Great to see you. He's always in the community, jumping in, always helping out. It's awesome. Um,
Oh yeah. Oh nice. So he
yeah,
says searching Discord helped him more than searching in Google.
Yeah, no, that's 100%. And he's part of the community where he gives a lot of great feedback. I see a lot of his posts. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. And it's interesting. Like I was saying earlier, there's so much to learn, and I've never built plugins before. So this was literally my second plugin that I was working during this week, and it's so awesome. Like just the help in the community, everybody jumping in. There's really no excuse if you're familiar with the basics of React and Node. Like definitely
Yeah.
just give it a try, and like members in the community will help you. And just like uh Remy or Mark was saying yesterday, basically, you know uh if you're brand new, pick a simple idea and start there and just get building. And with every new plugin you develop, they're just going to get better and better and better. So I think it's awesome.
That is so true. How has your experience been this week though, building plugins?
It was great. Like one thing I was saying, the cool part is that when you start digging and building your plugin, you start looking through the documentation. Sometimes you find what you're looking for. A lot of times you get stuff from the community, and there are some situations where you'll kind of fall upon something that may not be found in the documentation. And that's a great time for you to kind of bring that to awareness and be like, hey, I've kind of had questions about this area, and maybe we should add some more documentation. And I think like people participating allows us to make improvements in our documentation or other resources that we have to make sure that the plugin development process or any process is smoother. And I think that's the cool part. It kind of helps both sides, people building plugins, and then people on the team who are responsible for you know the documentation, all that other stuff. So it's
Oh
cool.
yeah, absolutely. I think at the beginning of the plugin week, I mentioned feedback was a really big
Yes.
part of why we were doing this, and I think we've
Yes.
got an amazing set of feedback from just like engaging with people, seeing what they're asking, and I think that definitely informs how would one build the product and to sort of like put together resources to help people build plugins much easier, lower that barrier for entry. So, 100% agree with you on that.
Yeah, and the one thing that you said to me, just like in terms of me, joining the Strappy team, how saying like, "Hey, you're not alone. You're here, part of the community, and you know, uh, feel free to ask for help and rely on other people." And having you as leading by example and people in that community, it's like really awesome. And I just wanted to mention it because it's like the same way we have that help on Discord. It's like the same thing here being at Strappy. So I like how it's just like one big family and team. So if you're in the chat, say hello. Let us know now where you from, what you doing, what you're building. But we wanted to in this stream to kind of just do a review of the week. So I'll start with the slides, and if you have any questions, definitely shoot them in the comments. And so this is day 5. I can't believe the week went by so quickly, but it's great. And so we're going to talk about the hackathon feedback, the resources that we have available, just in case if you want to continue building your plugins afterwards. Just because the hackathon is done doesn't mean that you should stop developing plugins. So, we had so many cool sessions. It was really awesome. Daniel, you did a phenomenal job setting this event up. Like, amazing. Like, kudos to you, everybody who's participating. It was fantastic. We had a lot of great sessions, and you could check them out on our YouTube channel on replay. A lot of great information. It was a lot of fun. Um, and the hackathon. Uh, and so one thing that we want to mention, it's later down in the slide, but I think it's important to mention it here. So you could see that the last day says June 3rd. We actually extended it to Sunday. So it's going to be June 5th. And with that, I just want to kind of go over quickly the rules. Push your code to GitHub, make sure you publish it to npm, submit your plugins to the marketplace. And it's very important that you all read the guidelines of making sure that you're submitting your plugins properly, and make sure you submit the form. And if you're wondering, the prices, which is pretty amazing, the first price is $1,500. Second price is 1,000. Third price is 500. And funniest most creative plugin, $400. That's pretty cool too. And I think that's awesome. Um, and the most questions that I guess everybody's been asking is, well, what kind of plugins do we make? We want to promote Strapi version 4, so version 4 plugins only. And like I mentioned, deadline is going to be midnight, June 5th, which is awesome because this gives you more time over the weekend to put in more time in, to finish up your plugins if you haven't done so. And the winner will be announced on June 8th, which will be pretty exciting. And talking about the criteria, we look at usefulness, efficiency, transparency, making sure that everything is open source, longevity, presentation, and bonus points if Kenny, if it's a Kenny entry. So if you looked at the list there and build one of the plugins. And I think like what I want to touch base here is longevity. Because this is something I think it's important to everybody in Strapi team. Even when I was working my plugin, and I just created a simple video to show you how to create and publish your first npm package. And when you write your package JSON file, there's like a very interesting place which says the author and then the maintainer. And I think what we really want is to have those type of plugins and people who are really standing behind what they build and are willing to maintain their plugins long term, and not just create something and be done with it. Because I think that's is like really a good way to make sure that you stand behind what you build. And I know sometimes people can't maintain all the stuff all the time, but that is like, I think that's very important. So I just want to mention it here. And feedback, of course, is very important. And so anything that you've experienced during this week, anything that you want to mention to us, you could either do a GitHub repo and also share it with us on Discord. And when you're on Discord, it's very important to use like correct channels for help. That way, because there's a lot of questions that come in, and we want to make sure that we are focusing on the questions that pertain to that channel. And just wanted to mention the resources. We have the plugin resource page that we recently released, thanks to Maxime. We have the plugin docs. You know, we have the plugin course that was recently released on YouTube, and you could find plugin guidelines when you go to plugins marketplace and you click submit your plugin. It will show a couple of different options where you could see the guidelines and how to submit. So a lot of great resources, but more importantly, if there's anything that you feel we could improve or something that's missing, let us know, because our goal here is to make sure that we're creating the best possible experience for developers, and your feedback does really help So please don't be shy and let us know. And if you have questions in the comments now, like definitely ask them as well. We'd love to hear from them. And we're not leaving yet, but so I'm on the thank you screen, but I'll come back here with uh, Daniel. Um,
Yep.
is there anything you wanted to add, Daniel?
No, I'm just catching up on a lot of the conversations in Discord. There were a lot of questions around packages, and
Okay.
I wanted to respond to some of those so
Oh
that
yeah, yeah,
anyone who's watching might have like the opportunity to be aware of what to do in certain cases. I know there's questions around package names, and so I know part of the process of participating in the hackathon means submitting the form which asks for a package name. You can submit as many times as you want. However, you only be eligible for one prize. I think that's a question that we've got a lot.
yeah.
Also, just to reiterate on what you shared about the deadline, a lot of people mentioned that they want to build well into the weekend, and so we've extended that, like you mentioned, to midnight on June 5th, midnight Central European time, and after that we'll close the forum and stop getting any submissions. And besides that, I think I just want to say thank you to everyone who came on. Thank you to you also. um, Sorry, thank you to you also for day one. Day one was amazing. We had a really cool session, um, which I think was really nice, getting everyone to understand plugins. Day two was also really fun. The Q&A with the Strapi engineers, Remy and Mark,
Yeah, they're
um,
awesome. Awesome
and
guy.
hanging out in Discord also, in the voice channel, the voice stage, just having people um talk to us. I think that's something that we can definitely do more often. And that was really fun. That was very fun to do. Lots of really great insight, lots of really good ideas shared, lots of people building really interesting things also. And then, Wednesday was great. I think Matthias,
Oh, that's a
um,
great presentation. I really
uh,
enjoyed it.
it was an amazing. I really love working with Matthias from StrapiConf to plugins and even plugin week. So it was great to have him come and share the business value and sort of like the business case for using plugins, and then give that enterprise perspective, which was really nice because when you think plugins, you don't necessarily um, think about the people who use them. Well, at least now, hopefully, people do that. And Thursday also, I mean, the second question and answer with you demoing um, a lot of your own plugin that you were using and building during this plugin week was really nice. And today, I mean, like, I'm really just I'm one very thankful. It's been quite a week. It's always fun to engage with people and help people solve the problems that they're solving. Sort of the problems that they have. And yeah, it's been a good week. It's honestly been a really good week. So
Yeah, no,
um,
it's a lot of fun.
yeah, like I'm just thinking back at all of it. So
I'm just thinking how awesome everybody is in the chat because every time I do a live stream and I do a demo,
yeah,
it like literally 5 minutes before everything works perfect. But as soon as I click the live button and I start messing around with my code, like it doesn't work. Something's broken. So I like I know you were saying like how you enjoy doing like a lot of the live coding and troubleshooting live, and
yeah,
I think it's a lot of fun, and it was awesome having everybody putting in the comments like, hey, do this, do that, and it was just such a great experience and great time. I think like that's what I love about like this whole experience. One thing that like you mentioned, like because when I think about plugins, I think about it something like I make or somebody else makes, like as an
yeah,
individual developer. But like you were saying, there's a lot of agencies that actually create pretty complex plugins that integrate some sort of service or some sort of functionality that they use at a company. And I think that's so awesome. And I think definitely would love to continue seeing not just from individual developers but agencies or other people coming in and creating these amazing plugins. Someone, I forgot who it was on Discord. I was chatting with someone. They said, it'll be great like to have a plugin for each individual Google service that you could integrate with Strapi. And to me, what was interesting about that is that that's the cool part about plugins, is that whatever your imagination like desires, you could create it and add it to Strapi. And I think that's so awesome. Like like I love it.
Yeah, honestly, it's really fun, and I've seen some really interesting ideas. I won't talk submissions because I think we'll talk about what those are
Yep.
um after the event is over, just to be fair to the people who are submitting plugins, because I mean it's public knowledge, but I don't think everyone wants everyone to know what they've been working on so far.
Right. Yeah, makes
Um,
sense.
but those who've shared, I mean, we've seen plugins around like URLs, plugins around like real time comms, plugins around um, sort of like other services, plugins around e-commerce tools, and there's like just such a diversity of like solutions that plugins can enable, and it's really been very refreshing to remember that, because I feel like we forget that um, you know SCMS can be that one tool that unifies a lot of your business operations, and plugins really speak to that. So
Yeah, no, 100%. And I like your plugin idea, like building a Tetris plugin where other team members could play and participate, because I think it's a cool way to like have a nice like kind of team building thing. And it's kind of nice, you're
yeah,
working and then you want to take a little break, and you know but then I was thinking about it, that could be like a rabbit hole, because what's next? Pong, then Donkey Kong, and then we're creating all the Atari games,
don't
just
give me
for fun.
ideas.
I know that'll be intense, because that could be like weekly team building exercise via retro Atari games. I think and that's just amazing. Like I would have never thought of that. That's a cool idea, and it just shows how your imagination, anybody could come up with something cool and interesting to create.
No, absolutely. Yeah, the Tetris plugin, I wish I had. I think I'll sort of like burn the midnight oil and work on it during weekend, and hopefully submit it. Maybe I can win the most creative or funniest plugin. Who knows? I don't know if anyone else is trying for
Yeah,
that prize,
yeah,
but yeah, it's I think like it's super fun to always have those um silly or playful
yeah,
aspects to building, because then you start to uncover a lot of what's actually possible.
yeah,
um so I'm all for that, all for the silly ones, and let's see, I'll unveil it on Monday, like the new and improved version. I haven't touched it in a while, but
yeah.
I will. I see someone in the chat is talking about charts.
Oh,
Absolutely.
that'll be cool. Yeah, that'll be awesome to do. One thing like that I was saying, when I started working on my plugin, scope creep, and coming
Yeah.
up with all these different ideas, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I will never finish it because I want to do all these cool things. And
Yeah.
that's kind of interesting. You got to manage yourself and kind of set like your minimum. But yeah, it's just so much fun. It's so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, it is. And I see someone. I actually saw a really interesting video in the Discord. It was a demo of a charts plugin. I think, I don't know if that Raz and the Raz in the Discord are the same, but that's a pretty cool one. All the best with the hackathon, and yeah. I don't know if anyone watching has any questions, any takeaways, any feedback. I think now would be a really good time to know that. Tell us about your experiences and how it was. Almost done with. Okay, so the Raz in the YouTube comments and the Raz in the Discord are the same. So that's
Nice.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I can't wait to see all the final submissions. Um, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I think we'll put together like a compilation of all the submissions just to give everyone some visibility, because I mean, even if you don't necessarily win the prize, I think everyone's sort of like a winner. It's it's not easy to put together a plugin in a couple of days.
Yeah.
from like idea to getting that on GitHub. So, but another thing we don't talk about enough is the marketplace. The
Yep.
marketplace will be so fun for a lot of people, I think, after this, because I think building is one thing, but
Having it.
you yeah, like having people use your plugins that you came up in that space of a week. And I think a lot of people a lot of people talk about, like, open source and open source contributions and wanting to do that. I think this is a really nice way of um it's a really nice way of getting your hands, or like your feet into the pond, being a
Yeah.
contributor or a maintainer of something that different businesses and different organizations and different individuals use in their
Yeah, and you could
everyday life.
point to it in the marketplace. Like I was thinking about it because I know there's a lot of different levels of developers. So there's a lot of people who are maybe learning to code and they're trying to figure out what sort of projects can I do for my portfolio. And of
Yep.
course, supporting open source projects is cool. But something like a plugin, you could come up with the idea, build it from start to finish, have it on your marketplace, and that could be something you link in your portfolio that you want to showcase. And I think that's pretty awesome. So I really like the idea that anyone, literally from beginner to intermediate to expert, could benefit creating plugins, because if you're just starting out, it's amazing learning experience. You have something cool that's part of a bigger community to put in your portfolio. And then if you're more intermediate advanced, you're now like solving problems that are actually going to be useful for other people to use to save time, or to do something that helps them in their
Yeah.
Strapi application. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, that's very true. Um, yeah, honestly, I mean, like, you said it all. I think we have said it all. It's been quite the week, and um, I don't know. I think I'm ready to get a glass of water, chill in the Discord, um, share like I'll probably share some screenshots of my Tetris plugin now.
Nice.
So if anyone wants to have a look at that, jump into the Discord. And if you're up for it, share screenshots of videos of your plugins. Would love to have a look. Anything else that you want to cover or point out to our lovely audience, Paul?
I think we covered everything, because like honestly, we could talk about plugins for hours and hours and hours, but I think we want to give a chance to everybody finish up their plugins. So I think I said everything I had to say for today. Unless people have questions, and I guess you could take it to Discord as well. So
Yep. It's always, no, I mean, not always better in Discord, but it's not a bad place to be, the Discord.
yeah. All right. So with that being said, then we'll see everyone on Discord, and if not, have a great rest of your weekend. And thank you, Daniel, for jumping in. Always awesome to have you here. And everybody, will see you later.
Thank you. Same. See everyone next week.